Hello, everyone. Welcome to our Zoom meeting. Today, Dr. Mahasin and her team will be presenting different topics. So when you are ready, Dr. Mahasin, please go ahead.
Yes, I'm ready. Good evening, everyone. My name is Dr. Mahasin Muhammadahmed, and I will leading this part of today's presentation. Before I begin, let me quickly walk you through today's agenda so we know what's ahead. Okay, our first presentation will be anxiety in elderly. Presenter Dr. Mawahib Mohammed and Dr.Ann Ibrahim. The second presentation, research ethics and compliance, research principles. Presenter myself, Dr. Mahasin Muhammadahmed, and the third one, chi-squared test crash course by statistic. Presenter Dr. Mohammed Makkawi, and the last one, creating a personal web page with Canva. Presenter Dr. Asawir Adam. So Dr. Mawahib and Dr. Ann, can you share your screen with us?
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Hello, everyone. My name is Dr. Mawahib Mohammed. Today, Dr. Ann and I will be presenting anxiety in elderly. So let's start. So the learning objectives of this presentation will be, by the end of this session, you will be able to define and classify anxiety disorders in older adults. You will also be able to understand epidemiology and risk factors, to recognize clinical presentations unique to elderly patients. You will also be able to identify appropriate screening tools and differential diagnosis, to discuss evidence-based management strategies, and finally, you will be able to appreciate special considerations in geriatric care. So, what is the definition and the classification? Well, the definition of anxiety, it is apprehension causing distress or functional impairment. In elderly, it is often underrecognized or misattributed to aging or other medical illnesses. The DSM-5 anxiety disorders relevant to elderly are the generalized anxiety disorder, which is the most common, panic disorder, specific phobias, social anxiety disorder, and finally anxiety secondary to medical conditions or substances. Regarding the epidemiological facts, well, worldwide, the prevalence of anxiety disorders in older adults is approaching 3 to 14%. The generalized anxiety disorder is the most common subtype, as I mentioned earlier. Frequently, it is underdiagnosed due to stigma and overlap with other medical illnesses. And the women consistently have higher rates than men. In the United States, the anxiety disorders affect about 10 to 12% of community-dwelling adults 60 or more years. The lifetime prevalence is 15 to 20%, and the generalized anxiety disorder prevalence in elderly, as I mentioned earlier, is the most common, is approaching 7%, and up to 50% of elderly patients with anxiety also have comorbid depression. Also note that anxiety contributes to increased healthcare utilization and functional decline. So why anxiety is often missed? Well, firstly, because of the overlap with other medical symptoms, like the palpitations, fatigue, and sleep disturbances are common, and they may overlap with other medical conditions. Also, because of that, because it is mislabeled as normal aging or a personality trait. Also because of it may present with somatic manifestations or somatic symptoms rather than emotional. And finally, because of the stigma and the reluctance to report psychological distress. The risk factors are, number one, the medical conditions like cardiovascular diseases, COPD, thyroid disease and diabetes. The neurocognitive disorders like mild cognitive impairment and dementia, the psychiatric comorbidity like depression, substance use, and the personality disorders as well. Psychosocial like bereavement, loneliness, caregiver burden, and financial stress. And finally, biological neurochemical agents with aging like GABA and serotonin. This will be mentioned. Regarding neurobiological facts, there are some neurotransmitters, or the key neurotransmitters in anxiety are, number one, serotonin or 5-hydroxytryptamine that becomes depleted or deficient. It regulates the mood, worry, and sleep. Its deficiency, as in anxiety disorders, leads to excessive worry, irritability, and hypervigilance. Therefore, SSRIs, or the selective serotonin uptake inhibitors, which enhance serotonin signaling, is the first line in management. Number two is the norepinephrine. It normally mediates arousal, fight or flight response. Its overactivity, as in anxiety disorders, leads to hyperarousal, palpitations, sweating, and tremors. And that explains its somatic symptoms that are often seen in elderly, and that may overlap with other medical conditions like thyroid disorders, for example. Number three is the GABA, or the gamma aminobutyric acid. It is an inhibitory neurotransmitter, central inhibition, or central inhibitory neurotransmitter. The reduced levels of GABA or reduced activity of GABA leads to increased neuronal excitability and anxiety. Therefore, benzodiazepines that enhance GABA can be used. However, they're not frequently used in elderly because of their side effects. Number four is the dopamine. It's involved in reward and motivation. Its dysregulation may contribute to fear, conditioning, and avoidance behaviors. Finally, the cortisol and the HPA axis, in which the chronic stress leads to hyperactivation of hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis, and the sustained cortisol release leads to hippocampal atrophy. And as you may know, that the hippocampus is part of the limbic system, and this may result in impaired emotion regulation. The common anxiety disorders in late life are the generalized anxiety disorder is the most common, specific phobias of fear of falling, panic disorder. It is less frequent but possible. Agoraphobia, as well as post-traumatic stress disorders, especially in veterans or trauma survivors. The clinical presentation differ according to the specific subtype of the anxiety disorder. However, generally the symptoms are they're either psychological symptoms like excessive worry, irritability, fear of being alone, and sense of doom. The somatic symptoms like chest pain, dyspnea, palpitations, gastrointestinal upset. Cognitive symptoms like poor concentration, memory complaints, it may mimic dementia. And finally, the behavioral symptoms like avoidance of activities and social withdrawal. There are special clinical considerations. It is important to know that anxiety may present as physical complaint that may lead to repeated ER visits. It is also important to know that it may worsen the insomnia, the pain perception, and disability. It can exacerbate cognitive impairment and accelerate the functional decline. And finally, it frequently coexists. It's quite important to know this. It frequently coexists with depression, a syndrome that is called mixed anxiety depressive syndrome. Now let's go for the screening tools for elderly. Number one is the geriatric anxiety inventory. It's composed of 20 items scale tailored for older adults. Number two, hospital anxiety and depression scale, and the famous GAD-7 or GAD-7. It is widely used, though less validated in elderly with somatic overlap. It's important to differentiate anxiety from delirium, dementia, depression, and other medical illnesses. So what are the differential diagnoses? Number one, the medical conditions like arrhythmia, COPD, thyroid dysfunction, Parkinson's disease, medication-induced like corticosteroids, the bronchodilators or beta-2 agonist, stimulants, caffeine, and withdrawal states. Also psychiatric overlap, like depression, psychosis, adjustment disorders, and neurodegenerative disorders that anxiety may be prodromal to dementia. What are the consequences of untreated anxiety? Number one is increased falls due to fear and avoidance behaviors, poor adherence to medical regimens, higher hospitalization and healthcare costs, accelerated cognitive and functional decline, and reduced quality of life and increased suicidal risk. So now let's go for the treatment section. It will be presented by Dr. Ann.
Thank you, Dr. Mawahib. My name is Dr. Ann. Today I will talk about the treatment of anxiety disorder in elderly and how we can tailor this treatment to be both effective and safe for this population. Before that, anxiety in the elderly often overlap with physical illness, medical side effect, and cognitive decline. This make recognition and treatment more challenging. Anxiety in elderly is a common but often underdiagnosed, impact quality of life, physical health, and independence, and require individualized treatment approach. The goal of the treatment. دكتورة مواهب ممكن تمشي up. The main goal is not only symptom control, but also restoring daily function while avoiding unnecessary medication risk. Relieve symptom and stress, improve daily functioning and social engagement, prevent complications like depression, falls, and insomnia, and finally minimize medication side effect. The management is divided in two types, non-pharmacological and pharmacological. The non-pharmacological strategy are the first line because they avoid medication side effect and can be very effective, especially when combined with a social engagement. The first line in most elderly patients, psychoeducation, to explain the condition and treatment plan, cognitive behavioral therapy adapted for elderly, relaxation technique like deep breathing, progressive muscle relaxation, mindfulness and meditation, physical activity like walking, yoga, tai chi, social support enhancement in community center, family involvement, and the pharmacological management. In older adult, the risk sedation, fall, confusion, and drug interaction are higher than other population. So pharmacological treatment need careful planning. We should use the non-drug treatment are insufficient. also always slow low and go starting low and go slow. Monitoring closely for side effect and interaction. Avoid medication with high anticholinergic burden. The first line drug in the pharmacological list, serotonin reuptake inhibitor, which are effective for generalized anxiety disorder in elderly, like sertraline, citalopram. We can use citalopram with caution because it has side effect like QTE prolongation. The second drug of choice, serotonin norepinephrine reuptake inhibitor like duloxetine and venlafaxine. But we consideration about started at half the adult dose and monitoring for hyponatremia, GI upset, and bleeding risk. We have other medication like bispirone. It's a safe, non-sedating, no dependency. Pregabalin. We can use it for generalized anxiety disorder, but monitoring for dizziness and fall. Benzodiazepine should be last restored in the elderly due to fall risk and cognitive effect. Have a fall risk and cognitive effect. Hydroxyzine, limited use due to anticholinergic side effect. We have a special consideration. Treatment is not just about choosing the right drug, but also about the patient entire health context. Polypharmacy, we need to check for drug-drug interaction, comorbidity like heart disease, kidney or liver function abnormalities, cognitive impairment, avoid sedating drugs, for risk assessment before starting sedative. Finally, we need to monitoring and follow up. Follow up is essential because elderly patients are more sensitive to both medication effect and side effect. By regular symptom assessment, side effect monitoring, evaluate adherence, adjust treatment plan as needed, encourage ongoing lifestyle modification. Finally, I have two questions to make sure everything is clear. Which of the following is considered the first line treatment for anxiety in older adult? Benzodiazepine, cognitive behavioral therapy, high dose SSRI, hydroxyzine.
Cognitive behavioral therapy.
Yes, cognitive behavioral therapy. Non-pharmacological approach like cognitive behavioral therapy are the first line for elderly patient. Question number 2. When prescribe medication for anxiety in elderly, which of the following is the safest principle? Start with full adult dose to ensure effectiveness, avoid monitoring once treatment is started, start low, go slow, monitoring for side effect, use benzodiazepine as first line for rapid relief.
Start low, go slow, monitor for side effect.
Yeah, exactly. That's right. Elderly patient has altered pharmacokinetic, slower metabolism, reduced renal clearance, and are more sensitive to CNS depressant. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Dr. Nadir. Thank you, Dr. Mawahib and Dr. Mahasin. Thank you.
Dr. Nader, do you have any comments on the presentation, or we can move to the next one?
Hello, great presentation. Thank you so much for this informative discussion and presentation. Thank you. We can move on to the next topic. Thank you.
Okay. Is it my screen clear for everyone?
Yes.
Yes, it is.
Okay. Now I will move to my part of the session, research ethics and the compliant, with focus on a key ethical principle and the compliant regulation. Okay. What is research ethics? Okay, research ethics is equal one thing: protecting people's rights, their dignity and their well-being while advancing science. It's granted in document like the sorry. Okay, it's grounded in the document like Peltmont report or and the Declaration of Helsinki and U.S. federal regulation. But in the practice, it's come down to respect and fairness and transparency. Okay, core ethics principle. First thing, informed consent. Informed consent is about choice. Participants deserve to know exactly what they are signing up for, what the study about, what is involved, and the risk and the benefits, and the fact that they can walk away at any time. It's not just a form, it's a process, and it should feel like a conversation. Okay, next thing, confidentiality. When someone share private health information, they are placing trust in us. Confidentiality means we protect that trust. We do that by de-identifying data and, where possible, limiting how has access sorry, and storing data Okay, respect and the beneficent and justice. Okay, respect means honoring autonomy and protecting vulnerable groups. Beneficent means maximizing benefits and minimizing risk. Justice means fairness, making sure no one group bears all the risk or is excluded from the benefits. Okay, that's what I talked about. Okay, so the IRB. The IRB is expected to make sure research actually live up to them. Okay, the IRB review protocols, concept process, and the risk benefits balance before any study begins. Think of them as the ethical checkpoint in the research process. Okay. Compliance. In the compliance, we have two things. The first thing, HIPAA. HIPAA is the US law that protects health information. For researcher, it means using only the minimum necessary data. De-identifying, it means possible, and always getting authorized if we are handling personal medical records. Participants also have right under HIPAA, like assessing their data or asking for corrections. Okay, the GDRB. The GDRB is European Data Protection Law, and it applies even in US research if the European citizens are involved. Okay. It emphasizes consent, transparency in how data is used, and the individual's right to assess and correct their data. Sorry. Okay. Common challenge. Okay, in practice, ethical challenge do rise. For example, some participants may think research equal medical care. This is called therapeutic misconceptions. Okay, there are important to recognize and avoid. Okay, so. To sum up, the ethical research is built on respect through informed consent, through confidentiality, through fairness, and through compliance with law, like a HIPAA and GDPR. Okay, the IRBs help us to put these values into practice, but the real responsibility lies with us as the researcher to uphold them. When we do, we not only advance science, we also build trust with the very people who make research possible. So thank you everyone for your attention. Okay, Dr. Nader, do you have a comment on the presentation?
No, this as well, this is a great one. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you. We can move to the next one with Dr. Mohammed Makkawi.
Hello everyone, my name is Dr. Mohammed Makkawi. I will be presenting chi-square test. So one of the statistical tools that we use, one of the statistical methods that we use to analyze is chi-square. It's one of the most commonly used ones. So what is chi-square test? We use this particular test when we are trying to determine if there is any relationship between two categorical variables. It has to be two, and they have to be categorical. And it helps to tell us if there is any differences observed between, if there is any differences, and if these differences are statistically significant. So what exactly is categorical? So usually, so we have two types: categorical or quantitative, also which is also known as continuous. So in categorical, we use they're usually words, names. For example, like marital status, you write that either is married, single, divorced, widow, or smoking status. You can say that he is ex-smoker, smoker, or non-smoker. While in the quantitative or the continuous, heights. When we say heights, we give numbers. We say 160 centimeter, another one 160.5 centimeter, 170 centimeter. So it's a continuous variable. So when we use in chi-square, they have to be categorical, and it can only use two. You can only compare between just two measures. So let's take an example. For example, let's say that we want to find if there is any association between gender and the highest level of education obtained. So we use our tool and we collect our data. For example, we have this male and his highest education level is college, then another male without graduation and so on. Then we collect all of them together and form this table. Where there's females and males, then we have them two categories, the gender and the level of graduation. So we have 6 females who are without graduation and so on, and have their total numbers. This is the observed frequency. So this is the frequency that we collected when we collected the data. All right. So once we have this table, we can use it to calculate the chi-square. There are two methods, either by using websites where they can just directly calculate it for you automatically, or there is the manual way. So one of the ways that it can be done automatically is by websites such as DataTab. It's a paid subscription, but once you pay it, then you can just copy paste the entire table, and automatically it will choose the needed test and calculate the chi-square for you. So once you get the result, they usually give it in the result as a p-value and something known as degrees of freedom. So in this particular example that I've given you, the p-value was calculated to be 0.92. So usually people use a cutoff value of 0.05 as the p-value. Since the p-value in this is greater than 0.05, here we say that the null hypothesis is not rejected. So we say that there is no difference between these two groups, between gender. There is no association between gender and level of education. So manual calculation, we already have the observed frequencies when we collected our data. So to do manual, we have to find an expected frequencies of them. So how to calculate them is by using this formula, the sum of rows times the sum of columns, and then multiply them together, and then divide them by the total number of observations in each row. So we get these values here in this table. After that, we use this formula, which will help us to calculate the test statistics. So here the chi-square is equal to sigma observed minus the expected, the whole time square, divided by expected frequencies. And then we add them all together to get the test statistic. So once we do that manually, we get the chi-square value of 0.504. Notice that this is different from the chi-square because this is not the p-value. This is known as the chi-square value. Because p-value cannot be normally calculated by hand. It's really difficult and complicated. So roughly we can do this chi-square value. And then we have the df. It's calculated by number of rows minus 1 times number of columns minus 1. So in this example, the number of rows were 4. So 4 minus 1 is 3. Number of columns were 2. So 2 minus 1, 1. So 3 times 1 is 3. Then we have this table. Usually our cutoff value is 0.05. Then we compare it with the degrees of freedom. So here our degrees of freedom is 3. So then we match them together and we get 7.81. So the critical chi-square value which we got from the table is this one is greater than the calculated chi-square that we have done of 0.504. Therefore, the null hypothesis is not rejected. So using either the automatic using the programs or the manual way, we both get the same answer, which is the null hypothesis is not rejected, in which we say that there is no relationship between, there's no association between gender and level of education. Okay, hope that is clear up to now. So just something that we should always take in mind, that each value in the expected frequency should be greater than 5. So we notice here in this table, in the expected frequency, each value here is greater than 5. It's an established value. So if there is any value that is less than 5, we cannot use chi-square. We have to change our method. So we have to change our method if there is any of these values is less than 5. Okay. So there are many types of chi-square tests. They basically use the same thing. So we just have the understanding of the various types. So we have the test of goodness to fit. This test is used to check if there is certain proportions that fit our sample. Here, usually it's done if there is only one row. Usually when we do chi-square, we have two different variables. But here but to do test of goodness to fit, it has to be one variable. Then we have the test of independence. Here we try to check if one member of one category is independent of the other. So just like the example that we have went through, we talked about if there is gender has any effect on the highest education level attained. So here the purpose is to see if both categories are truly independent from each other. Then we have the test of homogeneity, where we try to see if different samples are actually comes from the same population. So one example, just for understanding, if we have two water samples and we want to see if both of these samples came from the same body water, for example, same ocean based on the algae type, count, and bacteria, etc. So this is just a brief understanding about the chi-square. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can post in the chat box.
If there is no question for Dr. Mohammed, we will move to the last topic for today's session, is Dr. Asawir. Okay, Dr. Nader, I'm really sorry because Dr. Asawir will not able to be in this session.
That's fine.
Okay, all right. Thank you, Dr. Nader.
Sorry, my internet is kind of in and out But I think that's good presentation also. The chi-square is one of the important tools, statistical tools that we use. So everyone should be familiar with it, like t-test and so on. Thank you. Any questions about any of the topics?
Okay, Dr. Nader, I have a question about the IRB approval.
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, me and my group, we have an project, and when I sent to you the proposal, you said to me I need a IRB approval. So what the exact step should I take it to have this as approval?
Where are you located now? Where are you?
In Egypt.
Okay. And the data, where are you gonna get it from?
From Sudan.
Okay. Do you have someone there in Sudan?
Yeah, I have one of my colleagues. He said to me he will go to the Ministry of Health and ask them about the IRB approval.
So that's one approach. The other approach is to see if Khartoum University has IRB.
Okay.
If there are none, then you can approach any of the universities here in Egypt and see if you can submit your proposal so that they can approve it for to start.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Nader.
You need it. Yeah, thank you. Any other questions?
Hello, Assalamu alaikum, Dr. Nader.
Alaikum assalam wa rahmatullah. Dr. Rana, go ahead.
Hello, how are you? Remember we were working on a mobile app using Canva, me and Dr. Marwa. So we just want to give you an update. I want to show you the app because we have a
Yes,
couple of
please.
questions for later on. Is it okay if I share my screen?
Yes, please.
All right. Let me share. Can you see my screen, the Canva app?
Yes.
Okay, so me and Marwa, we decided on an app. It's called MedSnap. It's like a medication, personal medication tracker, but the catch here is that they can take pictures of the medication, and through AI identifiers, the medication can be verified and added to the list, basically simplifying the work for patients or any person using the app. So this is the main idea. We can snap pictures and add them, but we have a problem with we're still working on the camera part, and we have questions about it. Before I ask the questions, I do want to like give you a small run through the app. So first here you can add medications manually if you don't take pictures of the or snap photos of the drug package or bottle. So for example, I can add aspirin and choose a dose for aspirin. I can also choose from different list of units to measure the dosage, but here I'll be using milligrams. And here I can use from the common doses, or I can input the dose. I can choose how many times per day I'm gonna be taking the medication in case of aspirin once daily, and if there are instructions, like for example, I should take it with food. And I can also set reminders, which is also part of what the app can do. It can give you reminders for when you're taking the medication. So for example, here I will set a reminder that I want to take it in the morning. And then I can add the medication. So once you add the medication, you'll get a list, a short dialog box talking about the side effects, the common side effects of aspirin, the less common and the uncommon, and a notification where you should contact your health care provider immediately if you experience any of the symptoms. So it can show you the side effects. And not only that, but you can go down to your medication list and click on the drug that you had or added, and you can still see the side effects again there. Now, another perk of this app is that if I, for example, add another drug like warfarin and select an amount, example, 5 milligrams once daily, and I add this drug warfarin, it shows me if there is any potential interactions between drugs that the patient should be aware of. So the patient can now know, for example, if we mix warfarin and aspirin, they can have a significant increased bleeding risk, and they should contact what should they do? They should contact their doctor or pharmacist. Now, the patient has three options. They can either not add the drug, or they can just add it and consult the doctor, or they can explore more about the interaction. And when they click on explore more, they are basically giving options from websites that are like authenticated or government websites that can show them more details about the drug interaction or the drug they're dealing with. So this is one thing. And also the nice thing about the app is that when I, for example, write something and I didn't write it correct, it can correct me. Basically, it can tell me what I'm looking for. Did you mean ibuprofen? So I can add the ibuprofen, for example, for 100 milligrams. And then I add it. It will also show me another potential interaction. For example, ibuprofen might interact with aspirin moderately and increase the risk of stomach bleeding or the cardioprotective ability of aspirin. And I can just add it. So even after adding, I will still get the side effects of the drug given to me, again, to know more about it. And I can still check out the side effects from here. So let's say, for example, I added warfarin. Just want to show you what happens then. You add warfarin and then add it. I can also get the side effects of warfarin. So now I have 3 drugs here that my patient uses. The patient can then proceed, for example, if he wants to visit the doctor or something, they can print the list basically, or save it to show the doctor or the primary care physician he will be or he's going to visit in the outpatient clinics. You can also here, if you weren't able to add reminders while you were adding the medication, you can go to reminders and choose the medication you want to add. For example, I want a reminder for ibuprofen. Daily reminder, it's for example this amount. Then you can add the reminder, and it will notify you. Of course, we want to work more on this part as well, to add like a progress motivation bar to make sure that the patient is constantly taking his drugs, if, for example, he's hypertensive or whatever. Here, if the patient wants to explore more about the interactions of the drugs, he can always click on the interaction tab, and then under the drug interaction check, they can check for drug interactions from all the drugs that he has listed, and he can always learn more from each drug. Here, the patient can log the side effects of any drug. For example, if he's taking the ibuprofen, he can optionally add when it happened and describe, for example, he had heartburn. So he adds the side effect, and now it's logged in. And you can always delete anything, basically. You can delete the side effects whenever you want. You can delete medications whenever you want, but you'll always have like a reconfirmation before you delete anything. So after logging the side effects and everything, if the patient wants to set up the app in the profile, he will be adding his name, basically his weight, his height, date of birth, the blood type, and then the primary care physician. For example, he is following up with this doctor. You can add like any email account, basically, and the doctor will actually get a verification email to confirm that he is the patient. And then any updates about the patient, whether it's his personal history, of side effects or interactions or the medication list he's using, or if he updated his medication list, the primary care physician will be notified and will know of the progress of the patient. Not only that, you can, of course, after sending the verification, basically they complete the verification. It's just a simulation, that's why. But not only that, also if the patient is on the app, he can always send for an emergency alert to either his both his emergency contact and his primary care physician. And then by sending the alert, they will both be notified that the patient is currently having an emergency, including all the details of the patient, basically his medications, his side effects, any interactions that happened with the patient. And even here, if the patient doesn't want to print his medication list, he can only print, and wants to only print his personal medical history, he can always do that. But again, it will give them like a prompt where asking him if he would like to include the medication list as well. And then he can just say just the medical history and then download it and take it with him to the clinic whenever he goes. So this is basically like the main idea. And of course, like it's called MedSnap because like the most important part of this app that we are like trying to work out is basically snapping pictures of and recognizing drugs or packages through camera. So this is where I wanted to ask you a question about it, or like I wanted to like know more about how I can set up a camera for through Canva, because I tried like there are a couple of versions that I tried to set up the camera in by inputting commands, trying to like find codes. I even suggested to Canva to find codes of other apps that have cameras that work. But unfortunately, Canva has not been giving me like a proper solution for this, because I think if this works, this is like the main star of the show. Having to easily just snap a picture of a drug or like a pill or medication and be told or have it added to the medication list. So it will make it easier on patients, especially elderly, when they can't always like type in or follow up their medications, but then through an app where they can just snap pictures and then it's immediately recognized and added, and they can just put the alert immediately. It will make it easier for them when they collect all the drugs and take them. So this is the question: how can we set up the camera through Canva?
Also, Dr. Nader, I want to add something to what Dr. Rana said. I tried to recreate the same app using Canvas, Gemini, just to solve this problem. But like I faced the same problem, and it said that Gemini said that it's not possible to have access to camera due to privacy policies. So and it kept giving me pictures created by AI. So yes, this is our main problem, and we're hoping that you might be able to help us.
So first of all, this is great, excellent, wonderful idea, and thanks for presenting this, sharing it with us. As far as camera, I think there are two solutions. One of them, and I will explain why. The first one, there is a possibility where you can upload pictures from your phone or from your device, let's say a computer, where you store your pictures. So the user will take pictures of all their medications. So let's say they are having these 3 medications, and then they will take their picture, ibuprofen, warfarin, and so on. So they will have the photos in their phone. Then The app can upload these 3 medications and run the code for recognizing and making the right name, dose, and so on. That's one approach which is doable, and the reason is that it's Canva is a web-based. It's not like other app tools that create the app for you, where the interaction between the computer and the software or the mobile phone and the software work efficiently. It's web-based, so it has its limitations. There are other languages or code tools that can be used different than the web-based approach. So this is one way of solving the problem. We can try that and see if it's work or not. I know it's kind of 2 steps instead of 1 step. You want to take the picture in 1 step and let the AI recognize the picture, identify the medication, and put it in the medication list. This is your goal. Doing it this way, it's kind of longer way, 2 steps, but maybe we can try it and see if it works. That's 1 step in the right direction, at least. The other step is to put it as a version 2 or future improvement as far as putting it to work. And to do it, the solution is to investigate which other coding tools that can help with this. There are 2 options. One of them is no code approach, where you will use ready-made, let's say, templates, and you can modify them. And one of them is Glide app, where it has the ability to take pictures. There are other options as well. The option 2 is to use some of the advanced tools with coding, and this will take a little bit of learning, or you want to hire someone who can do that. So there are another approach where one of them is Codular. Codular is kind of snap the code and it will show up on your screen and you can test it. And with that code, there could be possibilities of accessing the mic, accessing the camera, and so on. So it's kind of in between the web-based and the advanced code. It's also simplified version of coding. And usually it's the learning aspect, I think, is the first few steps. You learn how to do it, and then it can be easily done. Here in the US, they use it for school children, like in the school to like middle school and so on, to play around with creating games and so on. So why don't we try the web-based approach, getting the photos from the library? If it's working, that's the first step, and see if still we have problem, we can try the no code. We can use Glide app. You can modify the same approach, or you can try Codular. These are 2 other options. I hope I filled you in. Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Nader.
This is
Like
a
we will try I think we will start with the first option, trying to make the app upload photos. What do you think, Rana? And if it didn't work, I think
Like there's another app builder. It's called Thinkable. It's similar to Codular. It's a non-coding tool, and it has an AI part, like a part, like it's a drag and drop app builder, but it has
Yeah.
like a part of it is AI. So I think if the first idea didn't work, we can move to Codular or to Thinkable.
Yeah, we could do that. I just want to know, Dr. Nada, what's the name of the app where it's no code? Glide. What is it called again?
Glide.
Glide? G-L-Y-T or what is it? Or Glide? G-L-Y-D.
Glide. GLIDEAPP. Dr. Nadir wrote the names on the chat box.
Oh, okay.
Glide or Codular or Thinkable.
Okay. All right. Perfect. So yeah, we can do that. We can start with the upload from photo library
Yeah.
option to see if it works. Hopefully it does. If it doesn't, then we can move to the no-code glide app, like try to copy a ready-made code to see if it works. And then if that doesn't work, then we can move to Thunkable or Codular.
Codular, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much, Dr. Nadir.
Thank you for sharing. This is excellent. So what I suggest is you think about it as baby steps. So you want to develop the app that's functional with the basic features as version 1 and see if that's working well, see if there are any other improvement as far as bugs or troubles as far as users. Mostly you targeting older adults, so you want to have accessibility, improving the text, improving the contrast, and so on. So if you did this, you test it with some of your friends or fellows from this program or family members and see if you have any feedback to improve version 1. And then you can add on most of the new features, advanced features, or as in your case, camera accessibility and so on, and using the AI to help you identify side effects. You can ask also about location of pharmacies and so on. So you can add more features as you go along. But my goal is to come up with a version that's working, version 1. If you succeed with that, then you can help your patients and you can talk about it in the interview. You can put it in your CV. And then as far as the next step, you can build up a team, other fellows who are interested in the same topic or subject. And then you can move on. You can try to solve it by yourself. In the past, dental group worked together to develop an app, and they shared the cost together and hired someone who can do that for them. So that's also another approach as far as if you want to get an advanced version.
Like published, you mean?
Yeah, published or advanced version. Because you can publish this, it's easier. There are 2-3 steps to publish this for not for Apple, but for Android phones. And it can be accessed online. So even Apple users can use their phone to access it. It's publishable. But to figure out how to solve technical issues like this, accessing camera and so on, or AI, something like that, then you may need to go further with other tools, or you may hire someone who has knowledge of the coding part. And at this time, I don't want you to spend time or money for the advanced version. I want you to be able to create the one that's useful for your patients at this level, version 1. And then as you create your team, as you try different tools, then you can approach version 2 and build on top of that. And then hopefully we will have money, but if needed, you can hire someone who can help you with coding if that's the reason. And I think AI can help you with some of the coding part. If you try Gemini, you try ChatGPT, you try DeepSeek and other tools, they may help you do it a different way. It may be a little bit, I would say, consuming and learning curve for you, but I tried it with other approach. So this approach you did is Canva, which is web-based approach. So the code will create basically a web page for you. Thank you.
But if it's a web page, can we still like create it into an Android app eventually, or is it just
Yes.
like they have to?
Yes, they can download. It's called APK file.
Okay, just like
So
the fellowship.
similar to the fellowship, yeah.
Okay, I see. Okay,
So there
this
is
was
a
very informative.
web-based where it's called web2app.com. So if you copy this code, put it in a website, one of them is called GitHub, and then you go to web2app. I think these are the two steps. So you go to GitHub, copy paste that code there, and you will have a web-based web URL address. Then you go to web2app.com. They will ask you about the URL or the address. You paste that, and it will create. They have their own advertisement in the page at the bottom of the page, but it's going to be working for you.
Okay, that's great. Thank you. This was all very informative. So
Yeah,
it
you're
will
welcome.
help us as we. So we will follow the steps you just mentioned. We will start with trying with the library and then the Guild app, and then we will see from there like what happens. Hopefully things work out, and we will keep you informed every Saturday
Sounds
or
good.
through email.
Yeah, sounds
Okay.
good. And if there are other fellows who are interested, maybe they can join you guys.
Yeah, surely. We don't mind. If there's anyone who's interested, they can always like message us. I will put my email in the chat if someone wants to join us.
Great.
So yeah, that's the update so far. Thank you for listening, Dr. Nader, and for the
Thank you for
advice.
sharing.
Thank
Thanks.
you, Dr. Ann.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Any other updates, ideas, or any questions? Dr. Ahmed, any updates about the seminar, the workshop? Yeah,
Hello, Dr. Nader. How are you doing?
very good, thanks.
I have created a WhatsApp group. We are now 9 fellows. I have nearly collected the names and the photos. I think I have 2 remaining, 2 fellows to send their names and photos. Also, the topic assignment mostly done. We have 1 module to be assigned, and everything will be ready. Once I am ready, I will send you a new email with the names, photos, and the assigned topics, and to see the next step to be ready soon.
Sounds great. And you're going to think about the dates and so on.
I will discuss the dates with the group, with my colleague fellows in the group, and we'll try to select a proper date for most of us.
Sounds good. Excellent.
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you so much, Doctor.
Thank you. Anyone else working? And I think someone was working on the vaccination. Any updates? Or any?
Dr. Nader, yeah, me and my group who are working on the vaccination, we're still looking for the IRB approval.
No, I'm not talking about the
Oh, okay.
part. Thank you for sharing that. But I was talking about a couple of weeks ago, we talked about webinar about this information about vaccination in the US because there are a lot of misinformation. So we want to target some of the communities, let's say Arabic speaking or any other groups to educate them about the importance of vaccination in a form of webinar. I think someone was interested and they said they will work on that. Maybe they are not in the meeting today. Any other updates as far as developing apps and so on, or abstracts or other research projects? Let me ask Rana and Marwa, when you started this idea, how did you feel about it? Was it difficult for you guys? Because I'm sure you don't have any background as far as coding or app development. How did you feel? What's your perspective or experience?
Hi, okay, I'll speak first. Is that okay with you, Marwa?
Yes, yes, Rana, go ahead.
Okay, so this is actually the first time that I tried to create a mobile app. But like if you told me create a mobile app and you didn't give me like the information, like using Canva, Gemini, or ChatGPT, I wouldn't have known that I could just use AI to create code. Wouldn't have come past my mind. But then after I knew and I figured out that we can use Canva and all these AI tools to create codes, I think it was relatively easy to go by it. I just opened Canva, went to code for me, and just started immediately. You just have to give the prompts, the right prompts. Obviously, you have to use the right language so that the AI can understand. But I don't think it was hard for me to start working on this app.
Excellent. Thanks for sharing. Marwa?
I agree with Dr. Rana. If you remember, Dr. Nader, you like using Canvas, like you explained everything about how to develop an app. So with that explanation, I think like it is all what a person needs to start to at least start having an idea and start creating the app, because AI itself will give like more ideas, more like how to improve the app and so I think it's easy. It's a person just needs to start with the idea and then build on it. So thank you.
Thank you. So I agree with both of you. So it's it's just needs the first step, and you can ask the AI about ideas, and then they will list you the ideas. You can pick up one and then go from there. So thanks for sharing. Yeah.
I just want to add one last thing, if that's okay.
Yes.
For everyone to hear actually too. You don't have to, like, if you want to work with a team, like for example me and Marwa, you can always share the code basically. So if you're using Canva for free, for example, you have like 20 messages per day, you can always just copy the code and send it to the person you're working with, and then they will get the code pasted to Canva and have the 20 prompts where they can add their details into the, or the updates or the changes to the the application. So it's not really hard. And even if like you're working with a friend, it will help because sometimes it can give you perspectives that you can add to prompts and ideas that you wouldn't have thought about. And it's always important to share with everyone. And if anyone wants like any help with their app or anything, do let us know. Me and Marwa, we're down, yani, to help anyone. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
So if Rana, I want you to help me with this. Do you have your Canva? Can you share that with us now?
Sure. Let me do that. Share my phone.
So what I want from you is in the chat or the prompt idea. So all this information, I think, in the chat box, Marwa has it in your box. Can you delete this and just type, or maybe you can save it in your somewhere else if you want to. But so if you can type, the prompt will be, can you write a prompt that can create this app?
Okay. Will it work even if I consumed my 23 messages right now?
Just try it.
Okay. Can you
You
write?
prompt that will create the same app.
And then I can send it to. It says that I consumed my 20 messages.
Okay.
Maybe
So go ahead.
I can share it. I can share the code and then someone Marwa, can you do that? Can I send you the code and then you can just add it to your Canva and share the screen?
Okay, Rana. Yes, of course.
Okay, I'm gonna send it to you on WhatsApp. You just
Okay.
have to add the code to your Canva. Stop sharing just a second.
Rana, did you share the code? I
Yeah,
didn't
I'm gonna
receive
send
it in WhatsApp.
I'll send it to you. It's in the form of Word, but you just have to open your computer or the Word document and then copy it. Okay.
Uh,
Did it reach you?
In the meantime, Dr. Rana, maybe you can also send it to the email, nadirko@gmail in the chat. If you see that as an
Okay,
email,
let's
you can help us as well when Marwa is ready.
see.
Sorry, Rana, but you sent the code in WhatsApp. I didn't receive anything.
Hold on, let me try again. Just a minute. Okay, Dr. Nader, I sent you the code, and Marwa, let me try to resend it again to you. Okay, Marwa, I'm just gonna send it to you through email, okay?
Okay. Still didn't receive.
Okay, I also just sent it to you. You can check if you received it.
Rana, you said you send the code.
Yeah, on email.
No, okay, let me write my email in the chat box, maybe.
So I'm gonna share a
Yeah,
simple.
this is the email I used.
Yeah, I got your email, Dr.
Okay, yes, now I got your email.
In the meantime, Marwa, you can work on getting the app to the.
Okay.
So I'm sharing with you this. Let's say this is my app. It's simple files that I created. The user will open the file, view the file, and so on. So these are 4 files and some. Research plans as the steps to do this and so on. Let's say I want to share the code. I can just show code slide. Can you write a prompt that can create the same web page or app, whatever. So it will where it will give me a prompt that I can use using other AI. For example, I can go to DeepSeek and then I can add or ChatGPT or DeepSeek or Gemini. I can add that in there. So this is a prompt where it will include all the features, all the whatever I wanted, a comprehensive prompt. And it will create, this is a web page, but you can ask for an app and it will create the prompt for you in this. So it will specify the header, the disclaimer section, the other part of the page, the research section, plans, and the footer. It should be interactive. The design is web-based using the JavaScript and all. So this is how you can also test your app, and if you want to improve functionality using other AI apps. So sometimes they may add some features. So let's say I started creating the app with DeepSeek. Mostly it will be plain, like black and white background, black text. If I want it to be colorful, I will copy that prompt and put it in Canva. Canva has more ability to use different colors, vibrant colors, and so on. So you can figure it out and see which one of the AI will give you what feature that can help you. So by doing this, you can create so I'm gonna, let's say, I'm gonna stop the screen now, sharing. Oh, did you see my screen? Yeah, I stopped sharing. I'm gonna share the prompt in the chat. Oops. Oh, wow. So I'm sharing the, oh, it's limited, but okay. So I created this with you guys, or shared the prompt with you. So any one of you can copy this prompt and put it in one of the AI tools. Let's say go to canva.com, go to AI, coding with AI, and then you can put it, or you go to ChatGPT and then you can put it, or Gemini or DeepSeek. All these are tools for AI. Now, when you put the prompt, it will create similar page for you guys where it has some files and some links. This is basically how you develop the app and how you can improve the app, if that makes sense.
It actually makes a lot of sense. So basically, if I want to add something on another app, it would work better than one app. I can just copy the prompt or the code, right, to that other app, and then add the features, extra features there, and then copy another prompt from there back to my original app. Can I do that?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's very helpful.
Sure. Any questions?
I'm sorry,
Marwa?
Dr. Nader. I wasn't using my phone, like my desktop. I was using my phone. So
Yeah.
I have to go find my laptop.
No,
I'm sorry.
don't worry. I just wanted to show the other fellows that when Marwa, let's say, and Rana created their app, they can share with you the prompt. This is how they created it, and you can create it, and you can any of the fellows today, let's say Ahmed or Marian, any one of you can, or Yusra, can copy this code prompt and paste it into
Beautiful.
Canva, and then you
Yeah.
can create a similar app. It might be different features or colors, but you will have the idea of getting an app developed for you in seconds. You don't have to even think about the idea, because Rana and Marwa came up with this idea and some of the features. So this is one way of helping others develop their own apps. Or if you want to improve, Marwa and Rana, your app to see what other features, then you can copy the prompt, put it into, let's say, ChatGPT, and ask, use this prompt and use your imagination to improve
Yes.
it, add more features.
Yes, like I use this is exactly what I did when Rana came up with the idea and shared it with us in the group. Like I copied all what she has said and asked Canvas to create the same app using the same prompts that Rana used, and it did created an app. Like it was like slightly different, and it gave me different ideas. That's why, like, when I talked to Rana today, we added a few things. All these things, all the things that we have added, like Canvas gave me these ideas, and then we added into Canva.
Yeah,
So, yes,
you are right. Thanks for sharing.
thank you, Dr. Nader.
You're welcome. So I want from all the fellows in this meeting today, I want you to try it and use prompt that I gave you, or if Rana or Marwa can create a prompt and share it in the chat, so that or maybe in the WhatsApp group, so that every one of you try it and see how it works for you guys. Because it's already done. It's just a copy and paste for you. It shouldn't be a big of a deal. And then you can create your own, you can modify the same prompt, or you can come up with different prompt. Let's say you are interested in nephrology. So you can modify that to patients with kidney disease, or you are interested in neurology. Then you can ask the ChatGPT to modify that prompt to patients with MS or with stroke or with dementia and so on. So you can, and as Dr. Mar mentioned, when you give the prompt, it will run the code for you, write the code, and then it will give you some suggestions. Do you want to add this? Do you want to put this? And you can say yes or no, or you can improve it the way you want. So this is what I want to share with you. Thank you. Anyone else wants to share their ideas or questions?
Yes, doctor. Can I share the app I sent to you last week?
Yes, please, and Dr. Marian, go ahead.
I'm trying.
Take your time.
Can you see the screen now?
Yeah, we can see it.
Okay. Hello, everyone. I used Canva AI the last 2 weeks to create an app to help people with diabetes and other health conditions, to track their labs and to help them with their medications. So this is the first page we get. Like, we can enter the age here. And then all the information for the patient, the male or female, and then the feet, the height. Choose type of diabetes. So here we have type 1, type 2, either a female with gestational diabetes or pre-diabetic state. And then this is the page we can see. So here we can add like average glucose, like the patient can add his, like if he monitors his glucose using glucometer at home, he can enter the readings either fasting, before breakfast. It depends on when he checked his glucose level. And these readings are recorded in the app. And at the end of the week, he can get an average based on his weight, his BMI. And he can also can check his blood pressure regularly, and he will get an average as well. So here we have achievements. So this is to encourage, like, they will get, like, the patients will get like stamps to encourage them with their goals, like silver, bronze, silver, and gold. Here is the insulin dose, like that patient can enter. It depends on his type of insulin. Medication list, like we will put, like, for example, here we can put the medication, the dose, the frequency of the medication, and there is a reminder, like here we can test, and it will create a sound. So as an alarm for the patient to take his medication, and there is notes like with foods, if there is certain side effect or drug-drug interaction, we can add it here. Here is also a log for food and carbohydrates. It will help the patient to calculate his calories or his food intake during the day. The exercise schedule for the patient, his vitals.
And there is vital summary here. And this is because this is a diabetic app for patients with diabetes. So here there is a monitor for hemoglobin A1C, and there is a reference for the normal and the pre-diabetes, good control, fair control, poor control, so the patient can know where he's at. And here is the history, so the patient can know all the readings. Here is an option to schedule appointments with different specialties and with the primary care doctor. With a reminder as well, he can put the doctor name, the address, the reason for the visit, and a reminder before the appointment. And here is also an option to message the doctor if there is a question. If the patient has a question about his medication or something urgent happened to him, he can ask the doctor. This is the achievement option, like based on the challenges he has, if he has high blood glucose level, encouragement for exercise and for medication, and for following the diabetic diet. And here is a tab for lab results. So there is an option for the hemoglobin A1C, lipid profile, the comprehensive metabolic panel, liver function test and kidney function test. These are the important things for patients with diabetes and also for patients with hypertension. We can enter here the test date and where he did his labs. And this is kind of history or report or summary for the lab results. Here the patient can add or delete medications here. It's only the medication list, but from the medication manager, the patient can add, delete, change doses, and adjust his medication list. And from here, the patient can export like as PDF all his health data to share it with his doctor during his follow-up appointment or clinic visit. And this is a health summary as well. It's like you can print this report and keep it with you or save it as PDF on your computer or mobile for future use or to track your health. That's it. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Marian. And I shared her app link in the chat. Every one of you can try it and see how it works. And similar to what I said to Rana and Marwa, maybe Dr. Marian, you can use the same Canva and ask for a comprehensive prompt to create a similar app. And this will give you a prompt that you can share with other fellows to come up with the same app, but they can modify. Let's say I have patients with hypertension, so I can copy your prompt, but I will focus on patients with hypertension. So it's going to be hypertension, the same profile, and then the medications and the list of good controlled hypertension, not well controlled, and so on, and diet, low salt diet, and so forth, if that makes sense. But thank you so much. This is wonderful. Great. Thank you so much for sharing.
Thank you, doctor. Yes, it makes sense. Thank you.
And as I mentioned earlier, you can turn this into a mobile based app using the web2app.com, and you can just copy that URL address and paste it, and it will give you a downloadable APK file where people can download to their Android phones, and they can test the app and give you feedback if there are any bugs or any problems that needs to be fixed. And you can say this is version 1. We are trying in English, Arabic, and Spanish, and we can add French, for example, and so on. So other people can join if you want to create a team. Thank you.
Thank you, Doctor.
You're welcome. Anyone else? Any questions for any of the presenters or the app developers today?
I just have a quick question for Dr. Marian.
Go ahead.
I will message you if you could share your email, because I do want to ask you, like, how did you put this achievement bar? I'm thinking of adding it to the medication tracking app. So if you could tell me like what prompt you used to, or like what code or like language you used to add this achievement toolbar, it would be very helpful for me. Thank you.
Yes, sure thing. I'll add my email in the chat.
Okay. Thanks again.
Any other questions or any other comments, suggestions, ideas? In general, or as far as the app development, or about the program, the fellowship itself?
Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
I am Dr. Nasrallah, a new member to the TGRF Research Fellowship. So I was wondering, how can I connect with my fellow group members and how to get involved with the ongoing projects within the program?
Thank you so much and welcome to the program, Dr. Nasruddin. Nasrallah, sorry to pronounce your name wrong, Nasrallah. So each fellow will have a team. So the team leader will approach you and give you a link for the WhatsApp group, or maybe Marwa or someone of the fellows here can share the WhatsApp link, the big group. Then you will have your team leader approach you. This is just for organizational, and if you have questions, they can answer any of the simple question about the program. As far as the project involvement, what you can do, you can join Marwa and Rana or Marian in improving or developing their app so that they can test it and see if there's anything that can be fixed, if there are problems or if there are some features. What other language besides the English do you speak, Dr. Nasrallah?
Arabic.
So you can test the app in Arabic, for example, or Marwa and Rana, your app is in English, right?
Yes.
So you can try to see if there is a feature similar to Marian app. We can get a version where the user can select the language. Maybe Dr. Nasrallah will help you get that into Arabic version. If there are other fellows who are interested and they speak other languages, maybe they can join you as well and add some different languages. So this one part you can.
Okay.
Yeah, and there are other ways of conducting research. You can come up with your own ideas if you have some background, or you can join an ongoing research projects. But welcome to the group. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Any other questions or any other comments? So I want to share with you before we end the meeting. I tried to come up with some new ideas. So I used ChatGPT. I'm gonna share a screen with you guys, and hopefully this is the right one. So basically, I asked about the relationship between sleep and mild cognitive impairment. They explained it to me. So now I wanted to get some opportunities for the research gap. This is how you focus on the area where you are interested in and developing some research projects. So you ask about the research gap, and here I found some of them. So I was interested in number 5, for example, or whatever number that you familiar or you want to do. So I wanted from the AI to write the proposal for all of them. So here's number 1, number 2, number 3, and so on. So this is a proposal of what I need to do. Now I wanted to create a systematic review ideas out of these 5 questions or 5 gaps. So this is a question, this is a gap, and so on. And I wanted to ask about the HIPAA framework for these ideas. So it come up with some of the questions, how to solve, and so on. Now I went through and added more strategies. So I wanted to specify which database that I can use for each one of these ideas or systematic review. So it come up with these 4 databases. So now I wanted to use keywords. So it suggested some of the keywords, and I can modify this according to what I need. I can go further with this. And this is a string that, or the text that you need to copy paste in your PubMed, for example, and so on. You can use it for other database as well. Furthermore, I went and asked for next step. So Prisma, you can create a diagram or reporting, so it can do that for you. So I picked some of the priority review ideas so that it can be published, and it picked 3 ideas for me. So I wanted to go ahead with some of the details. So this is a protocol for each one of them. So it will create some background about the gap, what's written and what we need to investigate, and the objective of the study, and the PICO, and then eligibility criteria, the method, the outcome possible, and then the analysis, how we gonna do the analysis, basically. So this will be presented in one of the conferences, sleep conference, Alzheimer's disease, for example, dementia, neurologic conferences, as abstract. Or if we have enough to write a manual or a manuscript, then we can publish it in a journal, like in geriatric, in neurology, and so on. And the same for other 2 protocol or ideas. So it come up with more details about what to do as far as the systematic and review. So now I wanted to apply this to not only the 3, but also to the rest of the 10. So it give me more stuff, more projects for you guys. So it created more of this, and it has basically the strings. You can just copy this and paste it in PubMed, and it will list you the studies. Then you can use the criteria for duplicate and removing the duplicates, and so on. You can go for Ovid, another database, and apply the same concept. This can be done for these 3 or for all the 10 ideas. And after you collect all the information, you will create what's called Excel file, or a file where you will save all these results out of this research. So I'm gonna go down to the so after we collected all the information from the systematic review, the studies, then you want to save them into an Excel. It's gonna be like this: review the title, and then the word or the mesh sentence, and so on. And when you get the results, you will save them into a different Excel sheet or spreadsheet. And then the reviewers will review and comment on each study and see if can be included, excluded, and what's the outcome of that study, positive or negative as far as what you are looking for, and so on. After you're done, you can use Prisma, and the AI can create a diagram for you. And then you can write the discussion and the findings and the conclusion, if that makes sense. So I will put this in the app as new projects. Most likely will be 10 new projects about sleep and MCI. If you are interested in doing some research in this area, you can create a team in one or more of the projects, if that makes sense for you guys. And you can do the same prompts that I used, similar to in the area where you are interested in. Let's say you are interested in pediatric or nephrology. Then you try to identify maybe 5 areas where there are some research gaps, and then pick 1 or 2 and elaborate on how to do a systematic review. And it will show you step by step what to do. Thank you. Any questions? So by the end of this meeting, I want to have all of you at least try to develop a basic version of an app. You can use the prompt that we shared. You can ask Dr. Marwa, Dr. Rana, or Dr. Marian if you want to have a specific question answered, or you can use the AI to answer your question. But at least I want you all to be familiar with how to develop an app, and try it yourself and see if you can help your patient's population. It will help you if you put this into your CV, and it will help you if you are interested or if you are invited to an interview, because you will be unique compared to other applicants. Please go ahead, Dr. Hiba Mahjoub.
Hello, Dr. Nader. Assalamu alaikum.
Alaikum.
I hope you're doing well. May you please share the WhatsApp group link, because only admins can copy the link for the new members to join the WhatsApp group.
Okay.
Thank you.
Sure. Marwa, do you have that link available? If you can, I added you as a co-host. You can copy paste.
Yes, Dr. Nad, like if I will share, like I will share my email. If anyone like needs a link or anything else, like anyone from the new members, you can reach out to me, because Okay, I will try to find the link. Okay. Dr. Nader, because like the group is crowded, it's difficult to be added like this. Like a person has to be added through his group. Like for example, the purple group, the members of the purple group will be added to the community.
Okay. So the group
You can reach out to me, and I will try to solve. Like the fellow who has asked this question, she can reach out to me, and I will try to solve our problem.
Sounds good. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Any other questions or any other comments? So I'd like to thank you all for a great presentation, the presenters from today's meeting, and the team did a great work, all of you. And thanks for attending, those who attended today's meeting, and those who will come and watch the recording. Thank you. I wish you all the best, and we'll see you next week. If you have questions, please contact me, email or text or WhatsApp me. I'll be happy to help as much as we can. I wish you all the best, and we'll be in touch until next week. See you next week. Thank you all. Have a wonderful day or night. Assalamu alaikum.
Thank you, Dr. Nader. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Nader. Alaikum assalam.
You're welcome.